handling the boat. Al has fished here since 1954 and considers the area the best game fish producer on the coast. We'll run just offshore for light line bottom fishing, then continue 9 miles out for halibut, where we'll re-rig with heavier gear for jigging at depths over 300 feet. We'll be right back.
When you can't take every reel you need, take Abu Garcia's newest Cardinal, the 600 GT series. The all-in-one spinning reel with the right features for any type of fishing. Our unique auto pickup delivers line right to your finger for easy casting. The strike set feature lets you present live bait with no resistance, and a dual drag for control of hard-fighting fish. You simply won't find a better reel for the price. The Cardinal 600 GT series from Abu Garcia.
What would it be like to play in a Pro-Am with Tom Watson?
If you see anything I can improve, Tom, just speak up.
Remember, Andy, you have to turn your back to the target every time you make a full swing. On chip shots around the green, you start the forward swing by moving your right knee toward the target, like this. That's it. And when you're putting into the wind, first widen your stance, and then crouch a little.
Well, thanks, Tom. You got any more pointers?
The best one of all. You get a lesson every month, along with tips from players like Jack Nicklaus, Tom Kite, and Sam Snead.
Golf Digest is like playing with the champs 12 times a year. Call 800-241-6600 for a full year of Golf Digest for $12.77. 46% off the cover price. Order now and also get golf lessons from the pros free. Call 800-241-6600.
For the third straight spring, the New England Sports Network is proud to present the very best in New England college lacrosse. We'll feature the University of Massachusetts, Brown, Harvard, Dartmouth, and New Hampshire, and many others, as they take on some of the nation's top competition. NESN begins coverage Thursday night, April 7th, and continues through the second week of May. So join us for all the action, speed, drama, and flat-out fun of the quickest game on feet. It's New England College Lacrosse here on NESN this spring. We deliver. Don't miss it.
Island, the most northwesterly point here on the lower 48th United States. It has a lighthouse on it that's unmanned. It's all automated like they have been now for about 25 years. It's a nesting area for gulls and auklets, murres, and very unique. This is Kookaburra over here.
Oh, wow, look at that.
160 feet high. Indian folklore story has it that a young Indian kid climbed it, got on top, was afraid to get down, and ended up dying on there. The other rocks over there are Skagway Rocks, which is a very famous king salmon fishing area, probably the most famous at Neah Bay. People come from everywhere to fish Skagway.
Have to come up when your salmon season is open sometime, too. But
oh, you ought to.
This bottom fishing will be fun.
Go down and, yeah, I love bottom fishing. I just get excited about it. Yeah. Really, it's just that excitement of not knowing what it is you're going to get when you put your line down.
Yeah. Guys, I think there's some fish here. I think we can get them.
All right, great. I'm going to stick out an old faithful man jig here that I've caught a lot of fish on. Al, that ought to work more like the one you're using. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I think you'll do all right with that one. That's a good one. Well, Larry, I'm going to use this blank, we call them metal jigs. And for a name, it's the Dungeness Stinger.
Oh, okay.
And, just a blank, and they just seem to like. They hit little rubber worms and stuff like that too. Yeah, we use shrimp flies, rubber worms, the whole work. When you're out in this deep water, why it's nice to have this kind of a lure like that or like this, because it's a little bit more toward their food fish that they're out here feeding on.
How far down do you fish?
Well, they're stacked all the way from here down to the bottom. It's what, 19 fathoms here, John?
Yeah, how about 163 feet or 165 feet on the hump here, and you just keep it moving. Just hit bottom and just keep it moving up and down. And
takes a lot of concentration here, Larry. You got to pay attention to what you're doing.
Okay.
Actually, it's probably the least concentration fishing that you need to do. It's really pretty fun. You just
hang on to your rod.
Hang on to your rod. That's about it. There we go. I've got one.
Oh, it looks like a good one.
Looks like a pretty good one. Boy, they're right on the bottom, Larry.
Okay.
Right on the bottom. So. Okay, there he is, coming up. Here, look at this, Larry.
Oh, you got him.
You got one, a fairly typical type of a bass here. Let me show you this.
Oh.
How's that, huh?
Pretty good size. I got a book on them, but I can't, there's so many of them, it's hard to keep track of them. But
yes.
Your black rockfish is a pretty common variety.
Yes, this is our most common variety that's in the sport fishery. There's 65 different varieties of rockfish.
Right.
And there's blues, there's yellow eye, China rock, vermilion. All of those are a variety of rockfish. Good eating. You know, there's a variety of ways to cook those things so that just absolutely delectable.
Well, they're so mild, you can fix them about any way, I think, can't you? With most recipes you'd use for sole or
yeah, exactly.
other white
My
fish?
wife marinates them in lemon juice and then fry them in a very light, you know, butter and, oh, gosh, just marvelous. Or fish and chips. You know,
Sure.
A lot of people like them for fish and chips.
Great for that.
Just marvelous for that. Okay, there we go. I've got one. All right.
Oh, I got one too.
All right, yep. Nice double, nice double.
Oh, mine's sticking around pretty good.
Kind of thought maybe it might be a little Tommy True Cod down here, but it might be just another black.
No sense bringing them in too quick anyway.
All right. Oh, this is a little bit of a tussle.
I wasn't down too deep either.
I got this one on the bottom, so there's just a few scattered here and there. Mine's coming up here. I've got another black.
Line out. I think I probably have a pretty good fish here, too. About like you've been getting.
This is just a little bit bigger one here. Yeah, a nice fish. Okay, I've got a black here.
This is a blue.
You've got a blue. Now, you can tell the difference by the size of their mouth.
Right, this is a very small mouth.
Right, And he has a little smaller head, and this guy, you can see, is kind of massive around the head, and that guy is very small, but they have a deeper body. And notice this is just a little bit slimmer.
It is for its size.
So,
now, are the blacks a bigger fish normally than the blue?
Normally they are, yes. Blue this size would be a darn good sized fish.
Very similar shape with their
they have exactly the same when it comes to all the spines and the fins, right? They're exactly the same there. The Creole Perkle here is it comes back to back of the eye on the black, and on the blue it just comes to the front of the eye. So
sort of like a small mouth and large mouth.
Exactly, you got it.
I'll be darned.
We'll return to Washington's North Pacific coast for more August fishing after this.
Quiet. That's the reason I use Minn Kota trolling motors. But I never used foot pedals until they invented this power drive motor with its micro-touch remote control. Now I can stand on both feet and run my Minn Kota power drive with a touch of my toe. Hey, that's a breakthrough in bass boat control. The Minn Kota power drive is a remote control motor I've wanted for a long time, with the quiet power that catches fish.
I'm reeling and fishing on the edge of my seat. Got my eagle vision, eagle eyes can't be beat. With its high definition and 3D position, nothing's escaping my eagle vision.
See the full line of Eagle products at a sporting goods dealer near you, cause nothing beats Eagle Vision.
Eagle vision.
Hi, everybody. This is Fred Cusick, inviting you to join Clive Fazioli, Alan Niblett, and me for the Tucker Anthony Golf Classic each week on Nessa. We'll bring you from the beautiful Holly Ridge Golf Club in Cape Cod 3 holes of golf action featuring pros and amateurs from 16 clubs. So be here each week for great golf action and some tips from the pros. That's the Tucker Anthony Golf Classic, here on your New England Sports Network. It's Crestwood versus Comaquid, Sunday at 7 p.m.
If you enjoy the sport of fishing and the beautiful New England outdoors, then join host George Doucette each week on Nesson's Fishing New England. Whether it be the incredible offshore action of a 10-foot blue shark or the excitement that only a lunker bass can produce, Fishing New England promises to entertain, amaze, and educate you each week. So be sure to catch Fishing New England, found only on Nesson.
All right, there we go. That's great.
Coming too. Fish.
Oh, hey.
Might be halibut. Is that right? First, we've got a nice light outfit, which makes it...
Well, that adds to the fun of it.
Okay. I think I got 15 on it. Now, this is fun fish. You know, it doesn't feel like it's really heavy. But I can't do anything with it. Oh, you got one.
Got one.
Oh, that was fast.
You're hanging down there like a halibut.
Yeah, I've got it up some, starting to come, and then once in a while it'll just take off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is fun. This is a day's fishing, and we've just gotten started. What do you got? They call that a canary?
This is a canary rock, right? And
Great.
probably the better eating of all of them in my book, although I don't know if you can really tell them apart. A lot of people call these red snapper, but of course they're not. Red snapper, true red snapper being a warm water fish, and these are rockfish. It's a misnomer, but you know, people like to have a red snapper on the table, and so what the heck, they taste the same.
Sure.
They're just as good, if not better, than the red snapper, in my opinion. I've eaten both, and I like them both real well, so. Look at over there, that salmon, right there.
Oh, salmon swirl?
Uh-huh.
After a piece of bait, you can see it jump out.
Right.
Yes. The salmon is pushing the bait around.
Right.
Well, that's neat. Well, that's interesting that you hope you catch halibut quite often on these.
There it is, and it is a
That'll
halibut. It's a nice one, Larry. I'll just have you step back here.
All right.
Have you step back.
About 15-pound line. Oh, good.
All right. Hey, look at this. A nice halibut. Okay. Good job.
Boy, look at that.
Hey, that's a dandy. That's a dandy. Boy, what an eater.
jig.
Just on that little jig, yeah. Isn't that amazing? Boy, I tell you, you know, we've caught so many big fish and so many halibut on those little jigs like that. You know, we had that 165-pounder on that same size jig.
Oh,
Amazing,
no
just amazing.
Huh.
You know, you kind of wonder why we use the big stuff for halibut, you know, when you can catch them on those little ones. But, you know, it's shallower here, and you can use those littler ones.
Yes, you can get down.
When you get out on that deep water stuff, you just can't get those little guys down. If you could certainly catch them on a little jig like that. Those markings come from sitting on gravel beds on the bottom. Oh. And they, you know, make an attempt to camouflage themselves by being similar to the bottom.
Really had him hooked pretty good. They've got some pretty good teeth on them, too. Good,
oh, yeah.
I got raked by those. There's a sort of the teeth are sharp objects along their gills on the inside,
Yeah, their
too.
gills are very sharp.
And I grabbed one time and picked it up and just got all raked along the back of my hand.
Called gill rakers.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Well, Larry, there you are. There's just a taste of the fishing here. We really didn't want to catch this halibut here, although we do get some here occasionally. We're just going to show you some bass fishing here. And now, of course, what we want to do is go to where we normally catch our halibut.
All right.
But we got a nice variety of fish here. And, you know, I think that shows you some of the stuff that we've got here.
We caught so many kinds of...
Get some halibut.
Okay, and we still have a chance to fish for those lingcod later, you think?
Hopefully we'll get into that good lingcod hole here.
Wow, you guys have got it good.
Oh, we do. We're pretty lucky out here.
So hang on, John's about ready.
Okay. Murray, this is what we use out here for halibut. It looks a little cumbersome, but actually it's a pretty good deal.
Coat hanger.
Yeah, coat hanger. It's called a spreader bar, and it was originated, I think, initially to help keep your line from tangling when you let it down in deep water. But they have found that there's been some additional features of this thing that really makes it worthwhile, and that is that when you jerk on your line, it makes your herring kind of jerk around and give it a little bit of live action to it.
Boy, that's a hunk of lead.
Yeah, that's a hunk of lead, and we're in a deep bit of water here, and that's why. We're right about 55 fathoms. And that's a good bit of water. That's right, 330 feet of water.
Now, this is a wire
leader, 140-pound test is this particular.
8-aught hook?
7-aught, 8-aught hook, right. And then we use the 80-pound Dacron as main line.
Okay.
Want the opportunity to be able to get a big one in the event that we get him on.
So what are you going to do, put a herring on?
Yes, now we put a herring on it. No real special way to put the herring on. What you do want, however, is to have it with less drag so that you don't have a lot of drag.
Pretty straight.
Pretty straight, if possible. I guess what we ought to do now is to just put them down there and see if we can catch one.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah. Okay, well, mine's rigged up here, looks like.
Yours is all set right there. Okay.
Which side of the boat should I fish from?
Oh, I think maybe the same side here till we find out which way our drift is here. Just kind of put her down. John,
We'll be back with outdoorsman Al Cida after this.
The name Browning has always been associated with the world's finest shotguns, and they've used that same tradition to manufacture top-quality graphite fishing rods. Performance, dependability, workmanship, guarantee, unsurpassed tradition. The same words used to describe their outstanding firearms can be said of Browning's fishing rods. Browning, a name that says it all.
You're about to see an extraordinary tackle box. It's called the 797, and Plano designed it to be the ultimate box for any kind of fishing. It'll hold everything you want it to, including your lunch. It's organized smarter to fit all types of lures. The drawers operate smooth as silk, and because it's Plano, you know it's built to last. Look for the 797. You'll love it.
Take the big ones by storm. Hottentots, wee warts, and wiggle warts are the most popular diving plugs for salmon and steelhead. Now Storm introduces the Magnum wiggle wart and the wee steely wart, both with larger, tougher hooks that fishermen have asked for. Plus, we've added free-floating rattles to attract fish without loss of stability. Hottentots, wee warts, wiggle warts, Magnum wiggle warts, and wee steely warts. They dive deep. They dive true. They wiggle like crazy, so you'll take the big ones by storm.
A dynamic hockey instructional series from hockey's living legend, Gordie Howe. Hockey, here's how. Now everyone, beginner to expert, player, parent, or coach, can learn hockey the way it should be taught, step by step. The Hockey Howe family, Gordie and Sons Mark, Marty, and Dr. Murray, have produced 7 different in-depth tapes on hockey, forwards, defense, stick handling and passing, shooting, power skating, conditioning and coaching, and goaltending with Ed Jacobin. Each tape sells for just $29.95. And as a special offer, call now, and with every order, you'll be eligible to win a free week of summer hockey school from Can-Am Hockey Schools. Draw to be made May 31st. Here's how to order yours. Get your credit card ready and call 1-800-661-1674. That's 1-800-661-1674. Just $29.95 for each tape. Order 6 tapes for $179.95 and get 1 tape free. Visa, MasterCard, or American Express accepted. Call now, 1-800-661-1674. That's 1-800-661-1674.
Notice your boat's got Moran. How do you guys like that?
Wouldn't be without one, really, out here in the fog, or just making a course. You just can keep on course and saves you on fuel and economy and everything. Pinpoints where you've hit a fish and get right back to where you caught fish before, and different waypoints, different locations. When I used to first come out here, when the fog wasn't here, I'd line up hills over on the island, over on the mainland, different hills, just to let me know kind of that I was out far enough, and, you know, I could be off a half a mile or more probably.
That'd been tough today, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it would roll in on certain days out there, and I wouldn't know where I was after a while.
You got one, John?
All right. So,
good.
halibut.
Okay, halibut. Good one. Hang on to him. You know, Larry, when our salmon season started to slow down, is when we started to get a little bit more interested in this halibut fishery. And we didn't know much about it. We'd only caught halibut by accident while salmon fishing. The best time for our halibut fishing is actually in the spring of the year, in May and June. That's when we catch the most. And this year we caught well over 10,000 halibut. Just an absolute incredible number for us to catch.
Well, the way it's going today, we really haven't fished very long. This is quite a halibut ground.
We had a halibut derby 5th, 6th, and 7th of June. And we caught 1,600 halibut in those 3 days.
Yeah, I think I've tangled with you maybe. If
yeah, he's gone under the boat.
Okay, come on, John, come this way and I'll get out of your way here. Okay, get around him there.
Yeah, I have tangled with you.
Okay.
Okay, maybe. Get under you, maybe that's enough. Yeah. Yeah, still tangled. Maybe I can.
Got the gaff here for you, John. Thanks. Give me a rod.
Okay. There's the halibut. Yeah, there's the halibut.
Let's see here.
He's a nice one.
Yes, he is. Way to go.
All right. Good halibut. We just cut that line and
as soon as I take the gaff out, it'll all coming down.
I learn something every time I go fishing for them about them.
Well, I tell you, I do too. You know, it's an interesting thing. And if you look at them all, like this is a long, narrow, tapered guy, and some are little short, fat, chunky guys, and you get all kinds of varieties.
And you get left-handed and right-handed halibut.
You get left-handed and right-handed halibut.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sometimes the right eye migrates instead of the left eye.
Oh, I see.
Uh-huh.
You have the stomach on one side, then the other.
But most normally it's the left eye.
Left eye that migrates over.
Right. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Uh-huh. There we go. Got him? Yeah. All right. Lingcod?
Must be. It isn't kicking much, but it's got some weight. Feels like a fish.
Feels like a fish. Good. All right. So if we needed one more fish.
Sometimes it's not as much work to keep catching fish.
Yeah, right.
You like that pipe jig?
Yeah, they like that little rubber worm on there. That's the secret to it.
I thought you were going to tell John about that. I think it just hit that. If you
just get it down there, yeah.
You had some way of getting it down there.
I think that's probably true.
How heavy are those jigs?
40 ounces.
A little weight to it, but it isn't kicking a lot.
Wings come up pretty.
Yeah.
They do?
Until they get up, right up there, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now he's kicking. Probably a lingcod, all right.
Yeah, it's that business I was telling you about. They come up, and then pretty soon they decide that, and that's usually where you'll lose them, is right there when they start deciding to, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to get this far off the bottom. And then they...
There it is, right there. Hello. So that's a lingcod.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, don't lift his head.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that's what we're after. Look at that mouth on that critter.
Yeah.
One of the most effective lingcod lures there is a plain old pipe jig.
Right. I've caught lingcod before on just a rubber worm, too, so it has to add something to it, I think.
Well, I think so. The little worm thing does give it a little bit more flounce, and I think that's what you're looking for. Well,
they're sure good eating, aren't they?
Oh, they are. That's probably the, you know, the
fillets on that.
Fillets of the fish world, I think.
I'm impressed with the way you guys go to a spot. You say, now we're going to catch black rock fish. And then to another spot, now we're going to catch lingcod. And another spot, now we're going to catch halibut, and that's what we get. Now, you're doing that with your Moran, aren't you?
Long-range aid to navigation. That's what it stands for, and that's what it does for us. Some of these spots are little spots, and you have to be able to pinpoint yourself and It'll do it within 50 feet.
Well, Al, thanks for the day. I never fished with anybody more knowledgeable on their fishery.
Thank you.
You know your stuff too, John.
Thanks.
Thanks for everything.
Well, we really had a lot of fun. Thank you.
You bet.
Again next week for more Fishing the West.